There comes a moment in every life when silence feels heavier than words, when the weight of the world presses down so hard that even breathing feels like a battle. Maybe you've felt it too, that sinking thought, I can't do this anymore. But before you give in to that voice, let me tell you a story. It begins with a man named James, who at 32 thought his life was over. He had failed in business 3 times. His savings were gone. His closest friends had stopped answering his calls. He would sit in his car late at night, staring at the steering wheel, wondering if tomorrow was even worth showing up for. And yet, it wasn't failure that almost destroyed him. It was the whisper that crept in during the quiet hours. You're not enough. You'll never make it. One evening, James decided he was done. He drove to the edge of a nearby cliff. He had once hiked as a child. He sat there in the dark, staring into the void below, rehearsing his final goodbye. But then something unexpected happened. From behind him came the faint sound of footsteps. A stranger, a man in his 70s, was walking with a flashlight. He paused when he saw James. For a moment, neither spoke. Then the old man said, "It's heavy, isn't it?" Carrying the thought that life has already beaten you, James froze. How could this stranger know? The man sat beside him and told his story. Decades earlier, he too had sat on that very same cliff, ready to end it all. He had lost his wife, his home, and his will to live. But in the stillness, he had whispered a simple prayer. Just give me one more day. That one day turned into a week. The week became a month. Eventually, he built a new life he never thought possible, one filled with meaning he hadn't even imagined. Then he looked at James and said, "If I had given up that night, I would have missed everything. You're sitting where I once sat. And if you walk away tonight, I promise you'll discover there's more waiting for you than you can see now." The old man stood, handed James the flashlight, and walked away. James didn't move for a long time. His heart pounded as if torn between 2 futures, one ending in silence, the other demanding courage. Finally, he whispered the same words the stranger had once spoken. "Just give me one more day." And so he did. That day, nothing miraculous happened. No sudden fortune, no dramatic rescue. But he woke up, went to a local coffee shop, and struck up a conversation with a man reading a book he recognized. That conversation led to a small opportunity, which led to another. And slowly, painfully, but surely, James rebuilt. Years later, he would tell his story not from the edge of a cliff, but from a stage, standing before thousands who had felt like giving up. He would say, "I was one decision away from missing the life I was meant to live. One day away from the people I hadn't yet met. One whisper away from hope." Here's the truth. When you feel like giving up, you are closer to a breakthrough than you think. The darkest nights often hide the brightest mornings. The cliff you stand on might just be the edge of something new, not the end. So if you're listening to this right now, if you feel the weight pressing down, remember James. Remember the stranger. And remember this, just give yourself one more day, because tomorrow might hold the chapter where everything changes.